Good day, lords and ladies, welcome back to Battle Brothers Blazing Deserts DLC. Now, in the last episode, we're progressing nicely enough. Let's see what we're going to do. We had some level 2 contracts. Need to deliver the package. That could be done. Escort cargo. That could be done. Food is okay, tools are okay. A bit expensive. We don't know. We'll be okay for a bit. Some stuff is repairing, maybe just to get a little bit then. We'll take the deliver package. It would take us 3 days to the north by road. We're going all the way up there. 3 days. Yeah, we'll make a good enough profit on it. So let's get that going. Let's get going. And yes, I had some interesting comments into my last video. So one of the people were asking about optimal numbers of range units to have in a group. I personally like between 2 and 3 for the normal 12-man roster. The reason being that it allows you to have them at the core of your backline, have them protected from flankers because the AI likes to target range units. Also, occasionally I will run with 4 range units, but then I'll have my range units have, for example, if you just have a quick look, what I probably would do if they had a bit more stamina is I would probably give them stuff like, say, a polearm. Just so that when the enemies really get close, we can switch over to having actually, I suppose, considering which is stamina like 86. We may be able to give them a backup weapon, give them a polearm. As it stands right now, I'm going for quite an open formation. A lot of sword on board, a lot of sealed wall. I like sealed wall. I find them to be an effective and realistic tactic. The problem I find with this game is that one of the metas eventually is eventually you just basically get heavy armor and great weapons, or heavy armor and pole arms, and then you just basically just sort of go ham kind of thing. Just sort of having a couple of spacings between each person, and they just literally do AoE attacks and just cripple lots of enemies, which isn't realistic. I know you had dismounted heavy infantry and men-at-arms in the medieval period with knights or heavy armored professional soldiers like men-at-arms, and yes, you did have individuals like that, and they fought in heavy armor and used pole arms and various things and pieces, but they fought in really tight, packed formations because you can quite easily, even highly trained professionals find it really hard to fight 3 or 4 opponents at the same time. It's nearly impossible. So I always found it a bit off-putting that you can sort of do that in this game. Right, another contract, level 2. What is it? Obtain fingerbone and Saint Gurt from the Harrowbones Crypt. I hate fighting the... There are some factions I really dislike fighting. The skeletons are some of them. Right. Hunt down what's terrorist in the region. Yeah, sure. It's not particularly good weather to do it. Well, not good weather, I say. Not good time of day to do it. Our food isn't great. Okay, so it's spiders. No, it's dire wolves. Okay. Let's grab some food quickly. That will last us a nice long time. Since it's only 4 dire wolves, we should be okay. So let's hit them on the outskirts. And it's not dire wolves, it's people pretending to be dire wolves. I should have known because you can see their footsteps change. Okay, so they've got the direwolf pelts. We can get them. We could probably get some of them with daggers. Okay, we killed him. This guy's got to be annoying because he's got to have a hit modifier. So let's get ready. I need to start giving my guys better equipment, really. Right. You're good. Rightio. Let's see what they do. Okay, he's going to probably go there and try and hit this guy down the bottom. He's got no helmet on, so we can crush his helmet, and he's going to throw spears at us. Okay. Right. Delay. You two can focus on him. Missed. Unfortunate. Killed him outright, which is lovely. Probably got a headshot in. Let's check. Yeah, I think we probably hit him in the head, judging from that. Okay. Let's get here. We'll push him off that into the down the hole. I do love this fire stick. Right. And then we're going to charge him from this side. He's got to switch out for his spear, which will take him time to do. You two can stay back. You can come here. Ah, he blocked. Unfortunate. He's not up in the turn order yet. But we can hit him with that. Got him. Excellent. Yeah, and we got some padded leather with some bits and pieces. Not too bad. That stuff is nice. So they dress themselves up as a sort of thing to attract us. Then they're all dead. I hope they don't think it's a game. But if it's a game, I'm sure I've enjoyed playing it, says one of your men. Right. Gilbert, the counter and the reels and laughter as you reveal men. It was only men. You nod, but try and get back on the top of your hand. They killed a lot of peasants, and they seem to be a dangerous lot. You employ a nod. Of course, of course. Don't mean to belittle anything on anyone. Don't dare assume things of me, sellsword. Those are my friends and neighbours dying out there. Anyway, you did what I asked of you, and here I'm very grateful. He handed to Satchel. So you understand trying to find humour in a horrible world, right? Yeah, well. Let's see what we have. So we've got that. Yeah, that's nice. That's not too bad. For the time being, I will get that fixed up. With him leveled up, his morale is terrible. Not going to lie. Fortunately, we do have. Let's get level 4 perk. His melee skill is actually relatively good. How many people do we have to switch? 1, 2, 3. No, I need to have another guy with the rotate skill. Rotate is very, very important to have. Right. More melee skill. Yeah, like that's on the downside of having slaves. Their morale is just terrible. Do that. He's got spear mastery. Overwhelm. Reach. Each hit with two-handed melee weapon adds a stack of reach advantage that increases your melee defense. And he's not going to be in melee that much. Lone wolf, underdog, footwork, which is very nice. Brawny. Probably want to go something like Fortified Mind because his resolve is just terrible. So he's now got passing resolve, and it would be better to do it this way than try and putting it to points. What other ones we want to pick up for him down the line? Probably the fatigue ones would be good. Yes, he's level 6, so that means he's got 5 more traits that he can pick up. I definitely want to get him battle forwards. I definitely want to get him brawny. He's got 9 action points it takes. I probably want to get something like Berserk as well. Right. Get that up. Get his morale up. Get his ranged defense up to 15. He's level 4. What do we want? So level 4 student would be important, but bullseye is very important. Yes, we've got to grab bullseye. At some point, I'm probably going to want to transition him, since he's a bow expert, I probably want to transition him over to be using the crossbow. I like the crossbow because it is more effective. It has less range, but it is more effective against armor, which is always very nice. Actually, what actually wait, no, wait off doing it right now. Partly because I don't think I've got any crossbow bolts, which doesn't help. We also have this. Okay. Probably I'm going to give... that seems to be... I am tempted to give that to him. At the same time, it seems... that destroys morale while in close range. He took that off, that's 80. Yeah, you can have that. Best of both worlds. It's not fantastic because it won't stop the problems we're having with... actually, that is really wasted on him because of the morale effects. So yeah, you just have the normal setup like that, and we'll give these guys some stuff. He's got 70, which isn't fantastic. He can have that. He's got some of this stuff, which is not too bad. I do like the light armors, these middle armors that you get from the desert regions. Right. Who's got... like, his stamina is terrible. To be honest, I'd rather just give him that and save a point of it. Something like that. Actually, to be honest, we could give him this. Having the light armor for our back ranks is probably a good idea. Something like that. Yeah. We have stuff to sell as well. Sell the slings. That's a nice spear. What's that? 35. So you can have that spear. Chuck some of the maces. We've got a nice mace for him. His stamina isn't looking great though. But it's a very nice mace. Right. That's done. Chuck that. Chuck some of the helmets. Chuck a couple of those. Okay. Furs here are relatively cheap. That's cheap. And we probably want to go back down south. Yeah, let's go back down south. So, you just slay beast. It didn't count because it wasn't a beast unit to be took out. Going through woods. Don't like going through woods. But no, the thing with range units in this game is that the developers have tweaked the factions as time has gone on. So you have to be careful with range units like bow. Okay, so there are different kinds of range weapons. You have thrown weapons, you have crossbows, and you have bows. And now you have black powder weapons have been added. In the last update for like one of the, I think it was the last like Warriors of the North update. Stuff like skeletons became very resistant to. The skeletons became very resistant to range attacks from normal bows. The damage I think was reduced by 50%. If from a normal piercing attack from a bow. They still took damage like regular damage from crossbows, so crossbows became more useful against skeletons. What else? I don't know. It's also stuff like the goblins and stuff like that have always been overpowered. Undead forces. 3 days worth of provisions. Okay. But yes, range. I always find range in battle weapons is a very damaging combat type. Especially against enemies that don't have shields. Against enemies that have shields, not so much. So stuff like late phase human factions who have a lot of shields will be relatively resistant to a lot of normal stuff that you're throwing at them. Let's see what this is. Wild chase from the woods. But no, that level of stuff you're probably going to be looking at. Either treekin or dragons, which is always nasty. Okay. But let's just think about this. So yeah, range combat against foes like bandits or low tier stuff like goblins, or not really. The greenskins in general tend to have relatively good range defense within their shielding. But some of their units can get very easily picked off. We paid that. Still not really worth as much as I would want for it. What's this? Amour ears. Bones, speckled fields. Nah. I'm not even going to bother looking at that level 3 job. Yeah. As time goes on, ranged combat becomes both more deadly, but at the same time less effective, as the enemy has skills and traits and various bits and pieces that it picks up, which allows them to counteract a lot of what you do. So it's one of the things you have to take into consideration. Hunt down, yeah, accept the contract. Helps work towards our ambition. 14 of those guys. Yeah, we're going to lure those guys like you wouldn't believe. Come on. Start trading caravan. Didn't it go up the road? Yeah, here we go. There you go. Men to arms. Okay, so it's 14 versus 26. Should be doable without too much issue. One of the things I would advise is that, like, for example, when you're taking part in these big battles, look at what the AI forces tend to have. They tend to have a lot of back rank troops, a lot of pole arms, a lot of range weapons, and not many frontline troops. The frontline troops are pretty much just a screening force. Right. So let's make sure all our troops are set up nicely. Okay. Yeah, so we're done. I'm not going to be pushing out with these guys. Only mistake I did do was not put someone on spear wall. Okay, here we go. First wave comes in. You can't let them eat. The main way of countering the ghouls is that you don't let them eat the bodies of the fallen, either if they're allies or their enemies, because they just become massively overpowered. You got to think of it like a meat grinder. Right. One of the tactics I do against them is not to individually kill them, but try and group break their morale. If you can group break their morale, they tend to just flee. Okay, so let's try and pick off some of them. Dodged, that's unfortunate. Let's try and kill on their leaders if we're able to. Well, I say leaders, but they're more. They're not really leaders. They're just more annoying ones. There goes one. Right. Let's get here. We need to basically stop them from being able to feed upon dead. Forgot he was there. Rotate him out because he hasn't had a turn yet. Thank you very much for coming here. Okay, with that break of morale, we can't let that guy feed because he'll become a boss monster, which is a pain to deal with. Okay. Took a hit. Took a hit. Like that. Okay, that's bad. They're getting up on him. Okay, we need to... He broke. He broke. Okay. Let's hit him. I was hoping for morale to break, but this guy here is staying surprisingly resistant. That's unfortunate. Okay, he broke. Broke his hand. Missed with him. Killed him. He can't do anything this turn. Stabbed him in the back. Run them down. We got lucky there. That could have gone nastily. Could have gone very badly wrong. I misplaced that unit. And yeah, he took an injury because of me. Cut arm. Not great. We got some growth pearls. Fast growth of basically ghoul tissue sometimes engulfs small particles of debris and turns them into simmering pearls that can be found in these creatures should be fetched a good price in the next city. And various bits and pieces. Alright. Did they have a temple? They do have a temple. Okay. We get paid. Tools took a bit of damage, not going to lie. Yeah, that's not good. Yep, nope, up away, thank you. And that was a witch and a troll. Not technically a giant in this game, but I think of them more like trolls. We keep moving, gains max fatigue from an event, very nice. Okay. The food is okay. Health is not great. He leveled up, which is fantastic. Buff that. More stamina. Buff weapon skill, even though it wasn't the highest. Having flail would be lovely for him. Reduce the cost of his attacks. Yeah, it goes down a lot. 25 less fatigue build up. And plus 5 to hit. So now he has a plus 10 chance to hit. So he's almost as good as he is as good as a spear. With a flail, which bypasses shields and stuff. Yeah. I was only just on that. Yeah, bonus damage granting against shields. Yeah, ignores bonus of melee defense against shields. Are very powerful. Having flails on good fighters it's pretty much mandatory to bypass some foes, especially ones like human factions that have a lot of shielding. Not for every faction, I would say. I'm not going to say every faction you need it for. And also there are other weapons that you can use. Axes, for example, very good for getting past well, I say getting past shields, you can just hack through shields using axes. Stuff like hammers and the like are very good for breaking through shields, but not as good as axes. Axes have a bonus damage against them. If you don't have any of those, that's a lot of folks. If you don't have any of those, you can do it with spears because you have a lot of. That's worrying to see down here. Spears will work as well because of the hit modifier chance. As long as you equip them to a unit with relatively good weapon skill, you should be able to deal with them relatively quickly. But only with people with high weapon skill, really. Okay. Yeah, it's not too bad. Didn't really work in our favour that much. That's okay. We made a little bit of money on this. It's not in a bad place money-wise. That we can earn a little bit from. Okay, we need to sell some of our shields and stuff. We have too many of them. They're taking up inventory space. Okay. Oh, that's taken care of. Excellent. I really want to get the cannon, which is like the earliest form of black powder weaponry. So cool. Acid flask. Acid flask is useful. It destroys armors, so it's very good for using against elite troops. Taxidermist. We could make a fire pot. That'd be nice. Why not? Create one. It's worth 2,000. I'm only going to make one for now. I will make an antidote though. Antidotes are very nice to deal against poisons and stuff. I tend to carry them for units that are very, very important to me. Okay. Some nice shields and various bits and pieces here. With that done, and we're going to almost out of time, we could get an upgrade for a mule. Not that interested in. Or we could hire someone. Make every man with your makes every man without a permanent injury guaranteed to survive otherwise fatal blow. Yeah, that's really good to get, but it costs a lot. How many slots do we have left? Only. That's something for another time. Probably get the surgeon, to be honest. Then the blacksmith. And we'll see what happens next time, folks. If you've liked, please press the like button. If you were subscribed, please press the subscribe button. This has been Battle Brothers Blazing Deserts DLC, and I shall see you all again next time. Goodbye.